हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है आपका हमारे इस चैनल पे। आज के इस वीडियो में हम कंप्यूटर नेटवर्क के प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन सॉल्यूशन डिस्कस करेंगे। तो चलिए वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं। तो मैंने सभी क्वेश्चन के आंसर पॉइंट्स में लिखे हैं जिससे आपको समझने में आसानी होगी। तो हमारा सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन है, राइट द एडवांटेज ऑफ बस नेटवर्क टोपोलॉजी। बस नेटवर्क टोपोलॉजी के कौन कौन से एडवांटेजेस हैं? तो बस नेटवर्क टोपोलॉजी का आप डायग्राम देख सकते हैं। इसका है सबसे पहला सिंपल डिजाइन एंड सेटअप। इसको आसानी से डिजाइन और सेटअप किया जा सकता है। कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव, इसका कॉस्ट जो है इफेक्टिव होता है। इजी टू ऐड न्यू नोड्स, सपोर्ट ब्रॉडकास्ट कम्युनिकेशन, इजी टू आइडेंटिफाई फॉल्ट्स एंड डायग्नोज प्रॉब्लम्स। तो ये थे हमारे एडवांटेजेस ऑफ बस नेटवर्क टोपोलॉजी के। चलते हैं अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ। डिफाइन द टर्म मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग। मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ ट्रांसमिटिंग मल्टीपल सिग्नल ओवर अ सिग्नल कम्युनिकेशन चैनल or data link by interleaving the separate signal in time or frequency. This allows the efficient use of limited bandwidth resource and enable multiple communication stream to coexist in a single transmission medium. मल्टीप्लेक्सिंग जो है एक प्रोसेस होता है जिसमें मल्टीपल सिग्नल को किसी एक कम्युनिकेशन चैनल के जरिए उसे डेस्टिनेशन तक पहुंचाया जाता है। फिर डेस्टिनेशन से पहुंचने के बाद वहां से डी मल्टीप्लेक्स कर दिया जाता है। हमारा अगला क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय हैमिंग डिस्टेंस? एक्सप्लेन। हैमिंग डिस्टेंस इज अ मेजर ऑफ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन टू स्ट्रिंग ऑफ इक्वल लेंथ। हैमिंग डिस्टेंस जो है मेजरमेंट है किसी दो स्ट्रिंग के इक्वल लेंथ को मेजर करने के प्रोसेस। इट इज द नंबर ऑफ पोजीशन एट विच द कोरस्पॉन्डिंग एलिमेंट आर डिफरेंट। इन अदर वर्ड, द नंबर ऑफ सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिक्वायर्ड टू चेंज वन स्ट्रिंग इनटू अनदर। Hamming distance is commonly used in coding theory and error detection and correction. It is named after Richard Hamming, who introduced the concept of 1950. चलते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ। Explain in brief about the pure aloha. Pure aloha is a simple random access multiple access protocol used in wireless communication. It allows multiple stations to transmit data on a shared channel without coordination. The basic idea is that the station transmits its data whenever it has something to send, regardless of whether other stations are currently transmitted or not. If two stations transmit at the same time, their data will collide and both transmissions will be lost. To recover from this, the station used an randomized backup mechanism to wait a random amount of time before attempting to transmit the lost data. The result is an average utilization efficiency of about 18.4%. हमारा अगला क्वेश्चन है, explain the term RARP. RARP means Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. It is a network protocol used to map a hardware address such as MAC address to an IP address. It operates in reverse of the ARP means Address Resolution Protocol, which map an IP address to a hardware address. It is used when a device is not configured with an IP address and need to request one from a server to the network. The device sends a broadcast RARP request which is received by a RARP server that holds a mapping of IP address to hardware address. The RARP server then returns the IP address associated with the hardware address to the requesting device, allowing it to communicate on the network. चलते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ। Explain in brief about the term DSCP. DSCP means Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It is a network protocol used to automatically assign IP address, subnet, mask, default gateway, and other network configuration to device on a network. It eliminates the need for manual configuration of each device and allow device to be added or removed from a network without the need for manual reconfiguration. DSCP operates on a client-server model with a central DSCP server responsible for assigning IP address and other network configuration to the client. The client sends a broadcast request to the network asking for an IP address and other configuration, and the DSCP server responds with the assigned configuration. This allows the efficient use of IP address on the network and is to the management. Explain in brief the effect of congestion. Congestion refers to a situation where more data is being sent to a network that it can handle, resulting in slow or disrupt network performance. The effect of congestion can range from minor delay to complete network failure. When congestion occurs, packets may be lost, delayed, or recorded, leading to decreased network reliability and decreased application performance. This can result in increased response time, increased error rate, and decreased productivity for user on network. To mitigate the effect of congestion, various congestion control techniques can be used, such as traffic sampling, rate limiting, and congestion avoidance algorithm. The next question is, what are the characteristics of quality of service? Quality of service, which is called QoS, refer to the set of techniques used to manage network traffic and ensure that different type of network traffic receive a level of service appropriate for their needs. The characteristics of QoS are: first one, bandwidth allocation. QoS ensure that each type of network traffic is allocated a guaranteed minimum amount of bandwidth. Latency. QoS reduce the delay or latency experienced by the network traffic. Jitter. It reduces the variation in delay or jitter experienced by network traffic. Reliability. To ensure that network traffic is delivered reliable with a low rate of error and loss. The fifth one is prioritization. QoS allow network administration to prioritize different types of network traffic, giving higher priority to traffic that is more sensitive to delay and loss. The next point is scalability. QoS is designed to be scalable, allowing network administration to manage large and complex network. By providing these characteristics, QoS help to ensure that different applications receive the network resource they need to function optimally, improving the overall user experience and enabling efficient use of network resource. Our next question is, explain the term in WWW in brief. WWW means World Wide Web, refer to the global system of interconnected documents and other resources, linked by hyperlink and URL. It was created in 1989 by Sir Timon Berners-Lee and is now the primary means of accessing and sharing information on the internet. The WWW operates on a client-server model, with client, typically web browser, sending requests to the server for the content they wish to access and server returning the request content. Next point is, the content is often written in HTML, called hypertext markup language, and may include text, images, videos, and other multimedia. The WWW has transformed the way people access and share information and has become an integral part of everyday life. Our next question is, what do you mean by the cipher text in reference to cryptography? Ciphertext is the result of encrypting plain text using an encryption algorithm. It is the output of the encryption process and it is the coded version of the original message or data. Ciphertext is not readable without a key to decrypt it, and it is designed to keep the original message confidentially by hiding its content from unauthorized users. In cryptography, the goal is to convert the plain text into an unreadable format and then back to the original plain text using a secret key in a process known as decryption. The security of the ciphertext depends on the encryption algorithm used and the secrecy of the key used for decryption. The use of ciphertext helps to protect sensitive information from unauthorized users. Eavesdropping and tampering, making for it a fundamental component of modern secure communication and data storage. Our section B has been started. The question was the difference between wired and wireless network in detail. Wired and wireless network differ in the method they use to transmit data. The first one is wired network. Use cables such as Ethernet to connect device to a network. Offer faster and more stable connection. More secure as signal are contained within cables. Limited mobility as device much as physically connected to the network. Wireless networks are use radio waves to transmit data between devices, offer mobility and convenience as data can connect from any location within range. Data can be less secure due to the openness of the airwave, may have slower and less stable connection compared to wire data network. In summary, the choice between the wired and wireless network depend on the specific needs and requirement of the user such as mobility, speed, security and cost. Our next question is write a detailed notes on CSMA or CD. CSMA or CD means carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. It is a protocol by Ethernet network to manage network access and minimize the occurrence of data collision. It works by allowing a device to listen to the network before transmitting data and detecting and resolving collision if they occur. Here how it works. Carrier sense. A device listens to the network before transmitting data to check if another device is currently transmitting. Second one is multiple access. If the network is free, the data can transmit its data. If multiple devices attempt to transmit at the same time, a collision occurs. The third one is collision detection. The device that detects the collision and stop transmitting. Backup algorithm. The device waits for random amount of time before attempting to retransmit their data. Collision resolution. The device used to retransmission to resolve the collision and ensure that only one device is transmitting at the time. By using CSMA or CD, Ethernet network can efficiently manage network access and minimize the occurrence of collision, improving network performance and reliability. However, as the number of devices on the network increase, the likelihood of collision increase, which can limit the maximum speed of the network. Our next question is what is an IP addressing, how it is classified, also briefly explain about subnet. IP address is the process of assigning a unique address to each device connected to a network. IP addresses are used to identify and locate devices on a network and to route data between networks. IP addresses are classified into two types, IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 address consists of four sets of numbers separated by dots. Example 192.168.0.1. Whereas IPv4 address are 32-bit and can support up to 4.3 billion unique address. IPv6 are IPv6 address consists of 8 set of numbers separated by colon. IPv6 address are 128-bit and can support a virtually unlimited number of unique addresses. Classification of IPv4 address. Class A. Address are assigned to very large network with the first 8-bit used for the network and the remaining 24-bit used for the host. Class B. Address are assigned to medium-sized network within the first 16-bit used for the network and the remaining 60-bit used for the host. Class C. Address are assigned to small network within the first 24-bit used for the network and the remaining 8-bit used for the host. Our next is subnetting is the process of dividing a larger network into smaller subnet each with its own unique network address. This is useful for dividing a large network into smaller more manageable segments, improving security by isolating different parts of the network, conserving IP address by using them more efficiently. In subnetting, the original network is divided into smaller subnet by borrowing bits from the host portion of the IP address and using them to create a subnet. This new subnet mask can be used to divide the network into smaller subnets, each with its own unique network address and range of host addresses. Our next question is write a detailed note on leaky bucket algorithm. The leaky bucket algorithm is a simple and efficient queue management mechanism used in computer network to control the flow of data packets. It is designed to regulate the incoming data rate, ensuring the network does not become overwhelmed by a sudden influx of data. The algorithm operates by using a metaphor of leaky bucket where incoming data packets are collected in a bucket and sent out a controlled rate. The rate at which data is sent out is determined by the leak in the bucket, which represent the minimum rate at which data can be transmitted. Here how algorithm works. The first one is incoming data packet are added to the buckets. If buckets become full, new incoming packets are discarded until space become available. Data packets are removed from the bucket at the constant rate determined by the leak rate. The rate of incoming packets is regulated to ensure that the bucket does not overflow. The leaky bucket algorithm is useful in situations where the rate of incoming data packets can vary greatly, as it provides a simple and efficient mechanism for controlling the flow of data. This helps to prevent network congestion and ensure that data is transmitted in a timely and reliable manner. Our next question is explain in detail about firewalls. A firewall is a network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on the predetermined security rules. Its main purpose is to block unauthorized access while allowing authorized communication. A firewall can be a hardware device, software, or a combination of both. It inspects each incoming and outgoing network packet and based on its pre-configured rule either allow or deny the traffic. A firewall can also block certain type of traffic such as emails or specific type of web traffic based on the organization's security policy. There are two types. There are two main types of firewall: network firewall and host-based firewall. Network firewalls are installed on network gateway and protect the entire network by filtering incoming and outgoing traffic at the network level. Host-based firewall are installed on individual hosts and only protected that specific host. Firewall can also be classified on their deployment. Packet filter firewalls. They inspect network packet and based on pre-configuration rules either allow or block them. Stateful inspection firewall. They keep track of the state of network connecting and applying security rule based on the state of the connection. Application level firewall. They inspect the application layer traffic, which is top layer of the OSI model, and block traffic based on the type of application or protocol being used. Next generation firewall, also called NGFWS. These are advanced firewalls that combine packet filtering and stateful inspection with additional security features such as instruction prevention, malware protection, and content filtering. At last, a firewall is a crucial component of an organization's security infrastructure as it helps protect the network and its assets from external and internal threats. Section C, question number 16. Write a detailed notes on transmission media. Transmission media refer to the physical means by which information travel from one device to another over a network. These media can either guide or unguide. Guided transmission media uses a physical path to guide the data signal while unguided media uses electromagnetic wave to transmit the data without a physical connection. Guided transmission media includes twisted pair cable. These are copper wires twisted together and are commonly used for local network area called LANs. There are two types of twisted pair cables: unshielded twisted pairs and shielded twister pair, unshielded twister pair called UTP, and shielded twister pair called STP. Coaxial cable. It is a cylindrical cable consisting of a copper core surrounded by a insulating and metal shield. Coaxial cable are commonly used for cable TV and broadband internet. The third one is fiber optic cable. It is used light signal to transmit data over glass or plastic fibers and is capable of providing high capacity data transmission over long distance. Unguided transmission media include radio wave. These are in electromagnetic wave used for wireless communication such as Wi-Fi and cellular network. Infrared. It is used light wave to transmit data between devices such as TV, remote control, and some computer input devices. Microwave. These are high frequency electromagnetic wave used for wireless communications is satellite and microwave link. When selecting the transmission media, several factors must be considered including cost, distance, data rate, security, reliability, and ease of installation. For example, fiber optical cable offer high speed and long distance transmission but are more expensive and complex to install compared to twisted pair cable. In conclusion, transmission media is a crucial component of any network as it determines the data, distance, and security of data transmission. The selection of right transmission media depends on the specific requirement of the network and the application being used. The next question is write a detailed note on the linked state routing protocol. Linked state routing protocol, also called LSR, is a type of routing protocol used in computer network. It is also known as shortest path first SPF routing protocol. Unlike distance vector routing protocol which only knows the direction and distance to a destination network, linked state protocol have complete information about the entire network topology including the state of all links in the network. Linked state routing protocol operates in two phases. Linked state advertisement called LSA. In this phase, each router sends information about its own connection to all other routers in the network. This information is called a link state advertisement LSA and includes the state of each link up or down, the cost of each link and the IP address of the neighboring routers. The shortest path calculation. After receiving LSA from all routers, each router calculates the shortest path to every other network in the network using a specific algorithm. The result of the calculating is a routing table which listed the best next hop for each destination network. Link state protocol are considered more efficient and scalable than distance vector protocol as they can quickly adapt to change in the network topology. They also provide more accurate and consistent routing information as each router has completed knowledge of network topology. However, link state protocol also have some advantages such as increased memory and processing requirement and higher network overhead due to the need of send and receiving. At last, link state routing is a popular and efficient routing protocol used in large and complex networks. It provides a complete review of the network topology, allowing routers to make informed decisions on the best path at destination. However, it increased resources requirement and higher network overhead must be considered when deploying link state routing protocol. Our next question is explain in detail about the following term. The first one is explain in detail DDNS. DDNS means Dynamic Domain Name System. Is a technology that allows user to associate a dynamic IP address with a host name, allowing them to access their device and services from anywhere on the internet without having to worry about changing IP address. DDNS works by updating the DNS record with the current IP address of a device, allowing the device to be located and accessed using its host name even if its IP address changes. When a device IP address changes, it sends a request to the DDNS service to update its DNS record. The DDNS service then updates the DNS records with the new IP address, allowing user to access the device using its host. Host name. DDNS is commonly used in the home network where the internet service provider called ISP may dynamically assign a new IP address to the device on a regular basis. DDNS also allow user to access their home network devices and service such as security cameras remotely without having to know their current IP address. There are several DDNS services available, some of which are free and some of which are required to paid subscription. Some popular DDNS services include DNS, No IP, and OpenDNS. At last, DDNS is a useful technology that allows users to access their devices and service from anywhere on the internet, even if their IP address changes. It eliminates the need for manual update of DNS records and provides a convenient way to access home network device and service remotely. Next question is explain in detail HTTP. HTTP called Hypertext Transfer Protocol is a protocol for transmitting data over the internet. It is the foundation of data communication for the World Wide Web called www. HTTP is used for sending and receiving text, images, videos, and other types of data between client and server on the internet. HTTP operates as a request response protocol. When a client, such as a web browser, wants to access a web page, it sends a request to the server hosting the page. The server processes the request, retrieves and requested data, and sends a response back to the client. HTTP request contains several important components. First one, method. The method specifies the types of requests being made, such as get, retrieve data, post, submit data, put, update data, delete data, and others. URL. Uniform is resource identifier. The URI is the address of the resource being requested, typically from a web page and images file. HTTP version. The version of HTTP being used, such as HTTP/1.1 or HTTP/2. Header files additional information about the request, such as type of data being requested, the language, and the user agent. HTTP response contains several information components. First one, status code. The status code is the 3-digit number indicate the result of the request, such as 200 OK, the request was successfully, 404 not found, the request resource was not found, and other. HTTP version, the version of HTTP being used. Third one is header files, additional information about the response, such as the types of data being spent, the language, and the data. Fourth one is message body. The message body is the actual data being sent in response to the request, such as a web page or an image file. HTTP is a stateless protocol, meaning that each request is treated as an independent transaction and the server does not maintain any information about previous requests from the same client. However, HTTP can be used in conjunction with other technologies such as cookies and session to maintain state information between requests. In conclusion, HTTP is an essential protocol for transmitting data over the internet and it is foundation the World Wide Web. It allows the client and server to communicate, send and receive requests and response and facilitating the transfer of data between devices on internet. The question is explain in detail Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a wireless communication technology used for exchanging data over shorter distance, typically less than 10 meters between devices. It was designed as a replacement for RS-232 cable and was first introduced in 1994. Bluetooth uses shortest range radio frequency to transmit data and has become a popular technology for connected devices such as phone, computer, speaker, headphone, and more. It operates the 2.4 GHz band and uses frequency hopping spread spectrum (FHSS) to reduce interference with other devices. Bluetooth operates in a master-slave configuration where one device acts as a master and controls the communication, and the other devices such as slaves and following the master's instruction. The master device can communicate with up to 7 slave devices simultaneously. Bluetooth technology includes several profiles which are standard specification for using Bluetooth in specific application. For example, the A2DP Advanced Audio Distribution profile is used for streaming audio from a device to a speaker, while the HID means human interface device profile is used for connecting a keyboard or a mouse to a computer. Bluetooth has several advantages over the wireless communication technology, including low power consumption, low cost, and ease of use. It is also widely supported by operating system and devices, making it easy to find compatible devices and accessories. In conclusion, Bluetooth is a versatile wireless communication technology used for exchanging data over shorter distance. It operates in the 2.4 GHz band and uses a master-slave configuration to communicate between devices. Bluetooth is widely supported and commonly used for connecting phones, computers, speaker, headphone and other devices. तो फ्रेंड्स ये था कंप्यूटर के प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन का सॉल्यूशन। आई होप वीडियो आपको अच्छा लगा होगा। वीडियो को लाइक कर दिए, साथ ही चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दिए ताकि आपको और भी प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन के सॉल्यूशन मिलते रहें। आपका कोई भी क्वेश्चन है तो आप मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में पूछ सकते हैं। मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में। जय हिंद।